If you're looking for a delicious, quick meal you can put together for date night on the grill, this is the video for you. Hey, I am Steve from Cookout Coach. We're all about trying to help you take your barbecue to the next level. Now, if that sounds like something you need in your life, go ahead and think about subscribing down below. Today is Valentine's Day, and if you've just recently realized this, you need this video in your life. We're going to put together a meal in about a half an hour that will make any significant other happy to be sitting at that table with you. All you're going to need for tonight's date night meal are some delicious steaks, a bag of broccoli, a few seasonings, and your grill. So let's get to it. We're going to be cooking today on my Char Akorn Kamado cooker. You can use whatever grill you want, but you want one that can reach searing temperatures because we're going to put a healthy crust on this steak. We're going to start by getting a full chimney of charcoal lit entirely, and also about another half a chimney of charcoal down in our Akorn. Once those briquettes are fully lit, we go ahead and drop them in and let them ignite the other ones that are already in our grill. You're going to want to open your vents wide up because we want this grill ripping hot. Word of caution, if you're new to Kamados, make sure you know what burping them means, and that is, when you go to open it when it's such high temperature, you can get an influx of oxygen which can spike your flames out the side. To avoid this, you can do a few things. One, right before you open it, shut that bottom vent all the way down. The second thing is when you open it, open that lid, just crack it a little bit so the oxygen can normalize before you open it all the way up. For the steaks I'm using today, we've got 2 jumbo ribeyes. I'm not going to worry about trimming this extra fat off because with the high heat sear that we're going for, this will insulate the edges of our steak, and it also cuts right off after we're done anyways. Feel free to trim your steaks as much or little as you'd like. We're going to go ahead and pat our steaks dry to get all the moisture off of them. Any water that's sitting on our steak is going to stop it from searing, so we want to get that out. To help with this also, we'll add a little bit of olive oil. That oil is also going to help displace any water that's left on the top of the steak. All that's left for these steaks now is to season them with seasoning of your choice. Today, we're going to be using Char steak seasoning. We're going to put a healthy dose on both sides and pat it in. After we've had just a few minutes to sweat in, we'll go ahead and get these ribeyes right on this grate. Now this grill is ripping at about 800 degrees right now. You're going to want to have your instant read thermometer handy because as soon as these hit somewhere between 125 for medium rare to 132 for medium, you're going to want to get these off. With a grill this hot, I like to go for about a minute and a half on one side, pick it up, rotate it 45 degrees, minute and a half, flip the steak over, and begin checking the internal temperature because at this temperature in the grill, you can blow by your target temp, and that's definitely what you don't want tonight. There we are. I pulled these off at 130, and look at the crust we got on this steak. It's amazing. Now it's time to make my secret weapon side, and that is broccoli florets in a butter Parmesan garlic sauce. This is so good. I guarantee this will impress anybody you feed it to, and it's so simple. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan. That might sound like a lot, but this broccoli is really going to soak this sauce up. Go ahead and get that melted down to where it's almost gone and start adding broccoli to your pan. I like to go ahead and just fill the pan I'm using up. This pan, it's going to be somewhere between a cup and 2 cups of broccoli. Go ahead and fill it all the way up just to where you can still move your broccoli around. As the broccoli cooks, it'll shrink and you'll have more room to move it. So don't worry if it's tight at first, it'll shrink down. After you get the broccoli tossed around in the butter a little bit, go ahead and hit it with some granulated garlic and some salt. Keep stirring, and after about 5 minutes, it'll look like this. You'll see that the pale green will all be gone and it'll look like it's absorbed that butter. It'll look wet. Last thing to do is hit it with a little Parmesan cheese. You can hit it with whatever Parmesan cheese you want. This is just green bottle from the grocery store. We'll give it a few more turns and that cheese is going to melt in there. And here it is, my final plate of steak and broccoli in a butter Parmesan garlic sauce. Now I'd be quite remiss to cut my wife's steak, but I'll go ahead and show you what mine looks like. But as for the taste test, tonight's a date night dinner, and I'm going to eat mine with my date. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Until next time, y'all take it easy.